The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron 868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. on WAC 90.1 FM. The Living Room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the true nation station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
culture crazy.
First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do, all right? Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
give thanks.
Secondly, we must say thank you to those that went before us. And we are not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, accept, reiterate, and say it with the chest that Columbus lied. But also to our brother in music, Tony Prescott, where the P this week stands for
promotion, Aaron. Promotion.
You got one?
No. But the students who wrote exams last term have been promoted to the new levels. When I say hear about that, boy, promoted to second year and promoted to Form 2 and them kind of thing. Yeah.
We are locked onto the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM. And if you don't know the program you are listening to, this is the living room, the far out of secondary school living room.
Facts.
Yours truly, DJ Aaron 868. I remind you that culture is my code, alongside my bro with no fro but a lot of flow.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the global stage. Yeah.
Promotion, Murray.
Yeah. Any experiences with traffic on the road today, Aaron?
You see, normally I leave home at 7:45 to get to work for 8 with no hiccups. Now I'm leaving home at 7:30 to get to work for 8 with some hiccups. Only 15 minutes. I'm not too phased by it yet. But what is my issue? If you are in a car park, why are you parking and blocking an empty park to drop off your child? Either park in the park or block a car that's parked. Don't block an empty park. Other people had a park.
I could take that. So it has begun, Barry.
Yeah, right. But again, congratulations to all the children that made it out to school thus far for the past 2 days. We know that the Java vacation was a little lengthy, the 2 months, and I know a lot of you would have enjoyed it. And for those that didn't, we empathize with you for whatever reason it might have been. But we ask that you take this new term seriously, take the opportunities that are presented to you, learn the lessons that are afforded to you, and most importantly, enjoy the experiences that you are going to endure during this first term of academic 2023-2024.
Yeah, correct is right. Because remember, there was a lengthy stretch where you all could not go to school.
Yeah, you can physically, yeah.
Yeah, so being able to be amongst your friends and, to experience the extracurricular activities, the lines in the canteen, the traveling experience. What I'm saying is that everything that comes with being back out in in-person school, embrace it, enjoy it. Right? Make good choices, try and stay out of trouble. Because while everything might seem like fun and games, at the end of the day, even fun and games have consequences. Yeah.
Trust me, they do.
Facts upon facts.
There are some things that I want to hang my hat on this weekend, this weekend, today. First and foremost, I want to hang my hat on the CPL.
Right.
We have been seeing some excellent games of cricket. Most importantly, I've been seeing West Indian players rotating the strike in this tournament.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I saw a player which I openly had an issue with earlier in the tournament put together one of the innings of this tournament. Mr. Rakeem Jimbo Cornwall. Take a bow, sir.
Right.
That was a fantabulous innings I saw on Sunday night.
And if you refuse to rotate the strike, that is the way to handle the innings.
That man had 148 or 52 balls or something like that, right?
It's fantastic performance.
And the man hit 16 boundaries.
What
if my math is correct, he only run 17 runs, you know.
And he retired. He retired. But kudos. And I realize they're starting to do this retiring batsman thing a little more regularly. So I believe it's just a part of the game that we're going to see.
I think it's becoming more strategic.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one. Second thing, I want to tip my hat at Mr. Dante Gilbert, a former Presentation College of San Fernando player who recently signed with the PSV Eindhoven football club.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good vibes, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to tip my hat to those two things in sport.
Yeah. I want to hang my hat to, believe it or not, Yoplait yogurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was making a grocery over the weekend, and there was this spend $20 in yogurt and you get a little tote bag with some stationery in it. And when I look at how many back to school promotions and sales and that type of thing, there were snacks discounted and juice discounted and all of these things. It was good to see that a healthy option,
right,
had a nice promotion, right? And I take my little picture and think of my bag. I'll probably put it up. But I just want to acknowledge that in the cash grab that could be back to school, that Yoplait took the opportunity to. Again, I mean, stationery they were giving away in the bag. I gave them a little ruler and pencils, eraser, sharpener, that type of thing. So imagine if instead of picking up a bag of snacks for $25, I'd bought a yogurt, which probably would not go as far. But I would have gotten what could be good replacement items, because as we all know, by the first day of school, somebody done lost a crayon and a pencil case already. So yeah, big up Yoplait, man. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Big up the children that came back home with a full pencil case after day one.
Big up you. Big up you. It's too early in the term to be losing bag and forgetting pencil case and lunch kit and them kind of thing. Big up you.
But you know what? I was probably one of those children, and I don't want my mother. I hope my mother not listening, because I know she will have some things to say.
Quote unquote, Aaron. Secondary school was a long time ago.
Yeah, boy. But I'm sure my mother's probably still quarreling about the fact that I lost a few things. Just saying.
Yeah. I just think that we out of secondary school long enough that if you had a kid then, they would have been coming out of UE now. So we are far removed from the secondary school experience.
But you know what we are not removed from, Ricardo?
What is that?
The fact that September is suicide prevention, suicide awareness month. Right? And we have a gentleman who sits with us with one of my favorite segments. He came on last year to speak about his ideations with suicide. So we are going to allow him a space right now to talk on something that he's very passionate about. What the Franz? Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. WTF? What the Franz?
September is Suicide Awareness Month. In Trinidad and Tobago, the rate of suicide has almost doubled in 4 years, from 75 suicides in 2018 to 142 in 2022. And if the stats surrounding suicide are accurate, those being that for every successful suicide there are 20 attempts, then last year there were close to 3,000 suicide attempts or moments of extreme crisis. Now, one of the most overwhelming feelings for those of us who deal with extreme depression and suicidal ideation is that we are the only ones going through it, that we are alone. But if the numbers are anything to go by, then you are not alone. Now, when I was sat in this same car seat 2 years ago, trying to take my own life, I felt like I was alone. But to that point, that year, there had already been 80 suicides, which means there were just around 1,600 people going through exactly what I was going through in that moment, either sat in a car or sat on top of a building or sat in their bedrooms going through what I was going through. And knowing that helps. We are not alone. And we are also not alone in a much more fundamental way. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is taking these numbers seriously, because they should be. And they've launched a bunch of new measures to hopefully bring these numbers down. The Ministry of Health has an entire page dedicated to suicide, discussing myths, warning signs, preventative measures. There's also findcareTT.com for mental health resources. The government has launched a new hotline, 800-COPE, 800-COPE, and Lifeline is still a thing, 220-3636. And that's a resource I've used myself. So just to recap, most importantly, you are not alone. Keep going. What the Franz?
Franz normally speaks for about 45 seconds to a minute, and this time he went a little longer because of how much he had to say. Please take note of the numbers and the websites and the opportunities that he's presented for us to reach out for help. Alright, guys, you are not alone. And I want to thank Franz again for, as far as I'm concerned, changing the living room, because that episode kind of put a priority on what it is we're capable of doing with this space. So I want to thank everyone who's been in here with us, and for those who continue to listen and to support. Big up you.
Earl coming in with the young people slangs, right? I also want to say thank you, not just to Franz, but to all the contributors who spend time with us, not just as guests, but also to those who have these segments, like Willie with a Y.
Good night to all the listeners of WAC Radio 90.1 FM. This is another installment of Willie with a Y. And before I start, I just want to ask, how are they making out with the heat, boy? This hot sun these days, my word. This hot sun can make you want to go back with an ex because I have air conditioning. Oh, speaking of going back to make up with an ex, I don't know if you all are aware, but apparently Supreme Leader, Emperor Admiral General Duke, is extending an olive branch to the opposite of nearly, to reconcile and put aside their differences and come together for the betterment of Tobago. You see what a good cocktail does do? Or when you hang your hat where you couldn't reach it? So, is it that the results of the local government election is the reason why Mr. Duke wants to reconcile? On the fact that he thought that he would have made inroads into Trinidad? I mean, Trinidadians, we don't really pay particular attention to local government elections, but we also don't forget. And Mr. Duke was quite adamant in his statement for Trinidad to stay out of Tobago business. And then turns around and tries to run a campaign in Trinidad. I wish him all the luck. I wish him well. All the best to him. And as someone quite rightly pointed out, all this time last year, so he would have been all around the world balancing on pushing ideas of building cities in Roxborough and pitching ideas to other Caribbean countries to come and help Tobago build a carnival. And I don't know, maybe because he didn't get to stamp up the passport a little bit this year, maybe he wants to go back, because I mean, how else you'll get a gallivant on taxpayers' dollars if you don't go back? Because at the end of the day, is really the opposite of nearly win power. With Mr. Duke and his attempt at reconciliation, I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, I think the majority of Tobagonians may be upset with him. And the results of same will be shown in the next THA election. Oh, before I go, one more topic I would like to speak about. I would like Ricardo, well, those of you who are listening on via airwaves would not be able to see the graphic that's now posted. But you see this little graphic up in the corner here? I think they need to print this, take up a whole page in the Sunday dailies, or take an Instagram profile and just focus on that alone, because for the life of me, Trinidadians do not know how to use this. If you are approaching a roundabout, there are 4 exits to a roundabout. A lot of all the mishaps and accidents that take place around roundabouts could be avoided if you would get in lane prior to approaching the roundabout. Well, this is if you are on a dual carriageway. If you want to take the first 2 exits, you are to remain on the outermost lane or as the left lane approaching the roundabout. If you want to take exits 2, 3, or 4, you are to remain on the innermost lane. You cannot want to take the 3rd exit and remain in the outermost lane. You're going to cause accidents. And if you don't cause an accident, you're going to cause people to lose their cool and use all manner of expletives in your direction, like myself. So yeah, pay attention. The diagram is quite clear. First 2 exits, outer lane. 2, 3, and 4, inner lane. Thank you for listening. This was Willie with a Y.
Who does be causing bacchanal on the people Facebook?
I call him the Earl of Rab, you know.
Right? And also to our sister in song, Miss Dana Tanku, who has Please and Tanku. Thank you very much for joining us almost a year ago. We know you don't be here every week with us, but you're here in spirit, and we thank you for that. We also want to say thank you to each and every guest that we would have had over the past year. Right? And also, thanks to both, this will sound like we tooting our own here, but thanks to both Cardo and myself.
You hear that?
Yes, I did.
Right.
But because, unfortunately, but also unceremoniously, without either of us, the living room would not be here. So we have to say thanks to ourselves for making sure to continue putting out quality content and constructive content in our bacchanal environment.
Hey, Garrick is right. Tipping, hanging my hat to Sec Samuel, but listen, the episode will be cool on YouTube before he giving me some feedback, so I appreciate your support, brother.
Niceness. I also want to say thank you very much to our guest that we're going to have this week. If you all know me, I'm a DJ, and there's no hiding that. And there's a mic man that I roll with. He goes by the name of Johan. And he and we always go back and forth about sports. And after last week's conversation, he reached out to me and he said to me, "Boy, you forget why this do." And you know what? I think this was the perfect opportunity to bring him in. Even though I know what he does do, we had to bring him in to talk to you, for him to tell you what he does do. So, for Rish, take it away.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
And we are back inside tonight's edition of the living room, and I could say it comfortably, joined by a brethren, right? Yeah, we don't normally say those things, but yeah.
Brethren, you say, so that's like friend plus.
Yeah.
The premium package.
Premium package.
I see.
All right. So I'm joined by a brethren who is doing a lot of positive things right now, not just in his professional career, but his on-air career, but also in his professional career as well. All right.
Let me do this thing properly. What you're saying is that the man off-air career, not professional.
I'm differentiating. He has two careers. He has an on-air career at another frequency, and he also has his professional career that where he's a teacher and a football coach.
That makes sense because I see the red and blue, and I thought, it was the side now, but I realize the staff are seeing a best logo. All right, sir.
Man, oh Lord, but you just see red and blue and think Barcelona, right?
Hey, let me keep it local this evening.
All right. So tonight we are joined as advertised by Mr. Johan Redhead. Right. He is a teacher at the Barataria North Secondary School as well as the football coach of the female team. Right. So Johan, I'm going to ask you the easiest question you're going to get here tonight. I'm not asking you where's the scene or where's the word hummingbird or what's the gist physicist. I'm asking you, how are you?
Well, I'm good. So, the school term is about to begin, right? A bit tired because not like the normal teachers home for the past 2 months. I was busy, preparing the girls for the upcoming East Zone Championship division that we will be taking part in for the first time ever.
Aaron mentioned a promotion angle to this thing, but now you have, man. What you're saying is this is your first interview, your first media coverage of this new level for the team.
That's good.
Maybe some listening here.
Yeah, because last season was the first time we took part in the senior division, right? And we were undefeated after 6 games. All the games we scored nothing less than 5 goals. The girls had a good run, and we were promoted into the championship division in East Zone this year.
So if we're using memes as a way of grading this, right? You know the meme where they say when you're down 3-0, leaders probably sit up with the control? For the whole season, you sit up with the control with the team.
That's correct, because the girls understood the assignment and they went out and did what they have to do. So most of the times I sat and just looked on.
Well, let me tell you, congratulations, brother. Congratulations. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the girls, the young women as well.
Yes. Yeah, congratulations to them because they actually shocked me. I actually was not supposed to be coaching the team because we hired a female coach for the team, past national player Chanel Warwick, because of some family issues, and also she got news that she was going to be a mother. Right, I had to take up the mantle in like about just 2 weeks before the competition started.
Okay.
And took them on a undefeated run to promotion.
That's good.
So if in 2 weeks you did that, I could imagine what's going to happen with 2 months and more of training under the belt.
We have to wait and see because this is a new division, the top division in girls secondary school football, right? And we have teams that have been at this level for the past 5 years and more, and a lot of experienced coaches in this division. They have way more experience than I have, right? And also they have more experienced players because Barataria North Secondary School was previously junior set, which would not have taken part in the senior division in both boys and girls football. All right. So previous to this, when I started teaching at Barataria North, we only had one female team before that represented the school. This was the second team that we brought, and I was able to do this time because it's the first year that I get a female teacher to come on board. Because ministry stipulation, they must have a female teacher present when the girls go out to play their games and stuff like that. All right. Previously, the girls have been asking, Mr. Redhead, when the girls going to get the opportunity to play, I said, well, I need to get a female teacher on board and, pass. Well, I can't call her pass, the national netballer, based as well. When she started teaching, she started at Barataria and that year we had a team. All right. That team had a good run as well, but we were defeated in our final game against, that was El Dorado East at the time, right? And we didn't get promoted. The following year, we lost practically the whole team because the team was, just 4 or 5 girls, right? And it's like basically that happened in 2016, and we are in 2023, right? And the girls won the 2022 season. So it was like approximately 6 years after that we had a female team taking part in the competition, and we had a very good one.
Was there any extra pressure on you guys as the first team in that long to show up and perform, or was it just an environment where they were glad that you all were back?
Yes, there was a lot of pressure on the girls, all right, because the girls from the other schools was like, you all can't be coming into this and, after not having a team for so long, you all can't just walk into this and just be beating people like that. So they used to come back and say, Coach, man, this school saying this and they're saying that about here and they're saying this about us. We're not talented and it's by luck we are winning games. So I had to keep motivating them and telling them, no, you all are a talented bunch of girls. You all know what you all want to achieve. You all have been listening to me. We have been putting in the work and we are reaping the results.
I like that. I like that.
If it was by luck, but all they go and play some mark and, well, they can't play because they're underage, but they go and play 2 mark.
That's correct.
Or a quick pick or something and see what happens. You can't tell me it's luck and only sustain that over a 16 stretch, man.
Now, Johan, I know you mentioned the support of the female teacher, all right? What other supports have you received, not just from the school, but from the community as a whole?
This time around, we did not get much support from the community because we didn't have a ground to have home games, basically, right? So we played all our games away from home, right? Because in the Barataria area, the community field, the corporation was doing something, right? So the field was not fit for play; it was only fit for training because I only used a small portion to train. And because we weren't playing at home, right, we didn't have that much support from the community itself.
Okay.
And what about
compared to the first year when the girls had the run, right, which was in 2016, I was amazed by the support that we got from the community because games were played on Sunday evenings. And you used to get the whole community coming out to support the girls in their run back in 2016.
Okay.
And what has the school support been like in terms of, well, I know in terms of the other students, have they been supportive, understanding? Did some of the heckling come from inside?
We got a lot of heckling from inside because a lot of the girls and also the boys that attend the school, they were like, you all can beat St. George's College, you all can be beating South. They have been in this thing for years. They have been coaching for how many months to get it right, and you all have been training basically for a month and going and enter the competition and only feel like they're going and beat up people. So you're getting heckling inside, all right? But I was accustomed to it, right? As a past player, that these things don't bother you really. You have to be focused on getting the job done. So I had to keep talking to the girls, keep motivating them and telling them we need this. This is family history, right? And I say at the end of the day, you all will understand what it feels to be winners when you win a game, you will appreciate how it is to be a winner. And also how excited it feels to be a winner. Right? And I told them, winners also have to be a cut above the rest, in not only in performance on the team, but also in school, they have to be carrying about themselves in a certain manner. So I told them that they have to be role models in school. They have to be role models. And I actually saw it, after speaking to them. Some of them were great in class, they stopped great in class. Some of them were a bit disrespectful at times to teachers. And the same teachers that they probably were disrespectful to became their friends.
So the discipline, the rewards of the hard work, the community starting to come around them, you actually see those things impact the girls' behavior off the field then.
Correct. Some of them actually started to improve in their academics as well.
That is great news.
That's
man.
great, yeah, Brian.
Yeah, definitely great to hear that.
So you are the next question. I want to ask it twofold, right? What on, because you talk about the discipline aspect, you talk about focusing as well, the balance between the academics and the athletics, right? With the young woman.
Yeah.
What other lessons have you taught them, and what lessons have they taught you during this time?
All right. I never saw myself coaching a female team, actually. So this will be pretty well. Yeah, the first time I'm actually coaching a female team. With my stint of being a technical staff, the first instance was at Pleasantville Secondary, and I basically was working as the trainer / physio. So coaching the team, you saw the emotions when the girls were way greater than the boys. They were more passionate and stuff like that. And actually sitting down in the coaching seat now, you having to deal with the emotions of these young women because they get upset quickly, they tend to cry easily, right? A lot of factors, because they are teenagers. So I had to deal with them through that emotional up and down, when they are going through their menstruational cycle as well. Because as a coach, you have to deal with these things, right? Sometimes they will gel together, right? And then they will have a day that all of them vex with each other for no reason. And you have to pull them back together to get the job done.
Now, the thing is, teenagers, particularly teenagers in athletics, it's an emotional thing. You're literally sometimes investing your blood, sweat, and tears. Right? So I understand that that's one challenge generally. So I cannot imagine having to do that with 12, 15, 18, 20 girls. How big is this squad?
This squad last season was just 18 of them.
So you essentially end up, I don't want to say parenting, but you end up having to be in this role of authority and try to create a family out of this group then. Because as you say, one day everybody good, and then the next day is rabam back and forth, and you have to get them to get past those things and then continue to still put in work.
That's correct. It was challenging at times, but first time dealing with a female team as the head coach, it was real, thinking, and I just, come home sometimes I had sleepless nights thinking, how am I going to change the way I deal with them to get them to stay together, and a lot of things that was fighting against us that we had no control of, basically, which was natural, right? Because we don't have control of things that happen to females, right? It's beyond our control. So it's just me dealing with their emotions during that time and knowing what to say, what not to say. Because that days I would go to training and say nothing. I will just basically lay out the drills and call the captain and tell her what we're going to do. Because I realized from the school that day, everybody's biting.
Mm.
So they don't want to hear me. Really. They don't want to hear me.
Right.
And the girls, eventually develop that family lifestyle. And I don't like to say this, but every bunch of gangsters have one or two spoilers, right? And without me saying anything, the spoiled ones were forced out. Because they started to talk to them and say, if you all don't want to do this, you all don't want to follow instructions, you all don't want to be disciplined, you all are making us look bad. And not just us as a team, they're making the coaches, the manager look bad, right? And also the school look bad. So before you make all of us look bad, you will see that you want to change your behavior or you just say goodbye to the team. And that happened without me even saying anything to them.
You create an environment where the girls were willing to stand up for the thing that they were working towards.
That's it. And that's my philosophy as a coach, is creating the correct environment for your players to perform effectively.
You think it would have turned out like that if your first coaching stint was a boys' team?
Yes, I did have that exact response from the under 14 team at Barataria when I started teaching in 2015. It was similar to this instance where I started in September 2015, and I remember the senior PE teacher then. He said, Redhead, you play football, and we have the under 16 team, the under 14 team. You don't have a coach, and you only have 5 footballs. What's it going to do? But my love and passion for football, I said, you know what? I had the opportunity when I attended President Secondary, so why not give them that opportunity? Let us see if it goes. And the under 14 team, I spoke to them a lot, motivated them, and they reached the zone semi-final that year against a lower secondary. And we only started training like at the beginning of the school season. But it was a good bunch of young men. I still talk about them, right? A lot of them moved on by Form 3 to schools like Sour North. I lost a couple players to St. Anthony's and to QRC as well.
Now, you're in Surrey, but I just thought of something now. When you have a team that is successful, we call them the Leicester City, right? Schools are going to want to poach your talent. They're going.
I even have it with the girls this year where schools were actually poaching my players, which would have left me with no players to play in the championship division.
So now you have to foster this system where you can develop the players you have, understanding that because they're successful, they're going to move on.
That's correct. Now, I will always say, it's a big pet peeve with me. I don't think we should be coaching players on the same level, right? Because player development is very important to me, right? You have schools that, coaches, I say not only time schools, but the coaches that coach these schools, because most of them aim is winning, getting results, because if they don't get results, they will be fired. Now, in my position, I teach at the school that I coach, so nobody's going to fire me. I'm in charge of me. I just have to answer to the principal why it is we did not win. All right, and the player for proper player development, it is not ethical to coach your players on the same level, basically. I am playing at the championship division. If I'm looking for players, right, I will not be looking for players at the championship division. I will be looking for talent at the senior division and probably the under 15 division. Players that, playing at a high level above or playing above the level that they are playing at, that need that break to play at a higher level to be challenged. Yeah, that is what I do. But I face it basically every year. Not the boys not playing in championship division or the premiership division, they play in senior division. Every year I lose at least 3 to 4 players going to St. Anthony, San Juan North Secondary. Recently I learned that I lost 42 players to Rima North Secondary, and I have been looking forward to these players, coming through the different age groups. So they say, well, okay, at the senior level, we're going to be coming into the senior division, but by the time they reach Form 3, they are gone. So when I'm looking for them to graduate from the under 16 level to the senior division, right? I don't have them anymore. I have to look for new players within the school, because the culture of the school is not basically a footballing culture where teachers and the middle management and also the staff, basically will believe in bringing in players to the school to play football, because they don't see sport as important as the academics.
You're gonna giving you a chance here because I right now feel like I'm talking to Red Lasso. Right? This is what it is going on.
Wow.
The man trying to build a program, I hearing what he's saying, and all I'm seeing is episodes that he Ted Lasso running through my mind, right? Because his passion is our objective we have in a role that he didn't sign up for from the beginning, but you were there to do the job, and I could see that you're probably more invested in this thing than somebody else, because this is not just something you're doing for the season or a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years before you move on. This is something that, as the so rightfully said, you're a teacher for the school. So what you're trying to build is not just a football team. You're trying to build an element of the school system. You want to add the athletic. You want to add the athletic pillar. So of course the focus of academics, right? But the things you talk about in terms of the community support, the girls' results, the performance, them navigating the secondary school athletic system. You sound invested.
Yes, I love my job, and that is why I'm so much invested.
Johan, you just said that you initially didn't go into the school to become a coach, right? It's something that basically it happened.
Yes.
Right? As a code for the young people, as Pimpin said, it just happened. Right?
Yeah, it just happened. Although I had the experience, from before, but being a teacher in school, I actually wanted to manage a team and hire coaches. So you will be able to have a proper program, because coaching and managing takes a lot of time. Right? And because I also still have to balance it with teaching my classes on a daily basis.
I like how you bring that in. How you just find that balance?
The balance between teaching and coaching, time management.
Okay.
Time management.
I hear you with the time management, but you just spend the 2 months that you would have spent otherwise, re-energizing and rebuilding to go and face a new term. You spend that working.
That's correct.
Just now, Ricardo. And to add to that, it's not that you live in Barataria either. You traversing the highway every day.
Yes, every day.
I just had to throw that part in because we all know how lovely the traffic situation is in Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct. And I had to actually, I basically adjust my training times, because I have 2 girls and they were involved in extracurricular activities. Gymnastics and swimming during July August vacation. So I had to drop them off, go to training, after training, rush back down you to pick them up.
How has fatherhood helped you in this coaching area?
How fatherhood helped me? Actually, I look at the girls as my daughters. And every single one of them, I would like to see them perform at their best. Just how I will support my daughters, I will support them.
I love that. I love that.
I know the fatherhood helped the coaching, but has the coaching helped your fatherhood?
Yes, yes, yes. Because they are at gymnastics. I did gymnastics coaching level at level 1. And I will see, I could actually guide them in the sport. I could actually guide them and be that father, that father coach, but I actually don't like to dabble in their coach's decision, right? Because it's something that you learn in coaching. You respect each coach's decision, basically, and the method of coaching.
Now, I know, Johan, that you building a system within the school that you teach at, right? So the real burning question that we wanna, I think this might be the last question we ask you. What do you think on a systematic level could be done to get the girls' secondary school game the similar level of support that the boys' game is getting?
Actually, I enjoy the girls football more than boys football, right? Because the girls are more passionate and they play. Now, no disrespect to the boys, the standard is very high. It's one of the highest leagues in the country, right? You see some of the best football in play, but you still don't see that passion from them, right? You still don't see that passion. The girls go out there and give heart, soul, and blood, as I just said sometimes. They go out there, they give their heart, the soul, the blood. They run till they actually drop down on the ground and they can't run anymore.
Now, I know earlier you mentioned, yes, there are emotional, I don't want to call it outbursts, that's a bad word. There are emotional expressions that you have to deal with because they feel it more, but that also means that they love it more.
Yes, they do love it more because I've looked at their, approach towards the game to training sessions. So I actually coach both the boys and girls, all right? And the boys senior team, you will tell them training starts at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, they're now looking for their gears and now looking to get shoes. Training starts at 3 o'clock. I mean, be on the field by 3. The girls, training is 3 o'clock. By half 2, the captain is wrong in the first team. I don't need to say anything. By 20 to quarter to 3, she's coming to me, Coach Man, what we carrying on the field. She wants the key for the equipment room. She pull her team and they walk down to the field together.
Jack, I did not expect that. And I old school. I believe that there's a difference between boys and girls' temperaments, right? And hearing the way that these young women are approaching the training, approaching the objective, it's really encouraging because on an international level, this week in the US Open, they celebrate 50 years of female tennis players getting equal pay as the male tennis players, at least in tournaments, right? We're looking at the Women's World Cup was recently concluded. You're seeing female athletes making major inroads in terms of the impact they're having on us. And I'm starting to understand now that is the way that they approach it. And I'm going to risk saying it here so that you don't get in trouble. But is it that the boys feel entitled to sports so the girls have a greater appreciation and a work ethic going in? Oh, you could blink twice.
A great possibility.
Man, tell him blink twice, yes? But Johan, I want to say, on my behalf, and I think I could speak on behalf of Cardo here. We want to commend you on the work that you are doing, right? And I think we need to do more shows like this where we pass spotlight on the persons who are doing excellent work within their field, be it academia as a teacher, or if they are just coaches. If you have a coach in school or if you're a coach of the school, we want to applaud persons that are doing this work, and this is your week. We are applauding you this week, right?
Thank you. And I would like to applaud all the coaches for all the different sporting disciplines, because we actually go through our challenges at the youth level, which is, for example, the secondary school level. It is a challenge. It is a challenge.
I'm real proud of you, and I'm real proud of what it is you're doing, because I could just imagine for some of these female athletes how much they need the sport in terms of being able to go out there, put the heart into it, run off some tension. You know, I think fellas always talk about, yeah, boy, I had a gas sweat. But you tell me, these young ladies do have that same joy and don't get that same reward from going out there and putting the heart and the energy into something. I want to salute you, bro.
Thanks very much.
Johan, any closing remarks? Anybody want to say good night to before we sign out?
I just want to say congratulations to the girls. And this year we're going to have a wonderful season, just like we had last season. We're going to be the top teams. And 5 of us, look out. We come in. We might be able to see again.
I like that. Thank you very much, Johan, for joining us inside the living room. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us in the living room tonight. And you're going to send here on the schedule so that we could come up the road and take in what sounds like a interesting derby. It's 5 Rivers they call out just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 Rivers are the Big 5 champions and also the East champions for 2022. Alright? And they have been showing some peacock for me, and because they were like, oh, we all came to the senior division undefeated and you're scoring 5 goals per game. Right? We have to look out for you guys, because this season in the championship division we come up against the schools releasing, which is 5 Rivers, St. Augustine, El Dorado, West, Bishops, and Steve East, right? And San Juan North, secondary. So we coming up against schools who have a football in history, right? And we are like, nobody coming up against them. So they don't expect us to come and do well, but I have a surprise for them.
Nice one.
The gauntlet has been laid to an extent. Right? So thank you, Johan. Cardo, let's just take a quick 2 seconds and be back inside as usual, alright?
Yeah, just one quick question, one word answer. Yeah, man, no worries. Coach Redhead, what color we had to put on when we come up to support?
The girls, our away kit is black and white, and our home kit is pink.
You're getting that? Thanks, man.
Johan, thank you. Not just for what you're doing with the students at the school, but thank you for coming to tell your story. And I think we need to do more episodes like this where it's not just a feel-good story, it's a feel-good story.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. That was even better than my red lasso. Well played, sir. Well played. Feel good story, yes? That is good. Quality stuff here on your on point.
Yeah.
Hey,
right, so
speaking of on point, I just want to say that based on the reports of the section of the highway being opened, I see 1 or 2 of my 0.4 commenting on how much time they've saved already with that commuter Sando.
But in addition to that, I implore that the corporation does pave the main road.
Mm-hmm.
And Wassa, stop digging up the road.
Oh, I hear what somebody say. What's I mean? Wait and spoil asphalt.
Workers against smooth asphalt.
Right. Anyway,
Right, but let's not do that because Wassa is honestly under a lot of flack because of I don't even know the right word to use here. The disparity in water distribution in certain communities. Wassa is getting a lot of flack for that, so we don't want to compound it. But
correct.
ask that if you're digging up to fix something, at least attempt to fix it back properly so cars could drive on it.
I want to commiserate with the people who under water pressure this weekend because there was an electrical issue with the desal plant, and many areas in Central and South Trinidad were without water while they were rectifying. So
I think Saparia was without water for at least 2 weeks on Ocado.
So there was a pre-problem.
Yeah, because I learned that Saparia was without water for a while.
One of these days we'll get somebody in public utilities to come and have a conversation.
Yeah, boy, because
it'll have to be like a retiree, somebody who retired.
Somebody who
before. Yeah. Yeah, but hey, I really want to thank Coach Johan Redhead for bringing that conversation. It shed a real interesting light on women's sports in Trinidad and Tobago, in terms of secondary school sports. It shed a light. It put a spin for me on our objective of bringing more sport and culture into the conversations, because now we see even the field not being available led to a fall off in community support. So we're seeing how these things are interconnected, and we could really feature some more of the work that people doing on the ground level instead of just complaining about associations and organizations. So yeah, thanks for changing that mindset for my brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah. And when secondary school football rolls around, guys, if you could come out and support now. I don't hide it. I just go and watch when players playing in the money.
Yeah.
Right. So come out and support if you could.
I'll really try to hit a couple games this year. I went once or twice, but I should really be a more avid supporter. Let the youths and them hear somebody cheering for them.
And also, guys, remember that the CPL is in town. There's a game playing right now. We're going to start very soon while Mr. Desmond is on, so you could listen to the big band and watch cricket at the same time.
Facts.
Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Right?
Yeah. So we in the Brian Lara again, Aaron?
Yeah, we in Brian Lara on Saturday.
All right, nice one. Let's see if we could get some footage, despite all the. I hear that the city cap, no cameras and no umbrellas and all kind of. Anyway.
No drinks and no food and all kind of thing. But we gonna find a way to. I'm going with my camera phone. If they want to put some tape over it, I can do that and untape it when I go in on here. So guys, this is yours truly, DJ Aaron 868. I remind you that currency is my code. Right, and I also tell you that love is the currency, so spend the sum today. Let somebody know that you love them, guys.
And this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage on the global stage. Thanking you guys for not making it obvious that we're in different clothes to the interview. Right, Aaron recorded in studio, and at the end of the day, it really look bad if I in the same clothes and he changed now. So this time,
and the same jersey.
You serious? Well, it's just a background the front end.
Yeah.
Well, then scrap all that. All the thanks for joining us. It was nice. We'll do it twice.
Hey, catch me again on Friday inside the Friday Night Fete. And watch me. Sunday, we bring in a treat for you at high noon.
Excellent. Hey, and students, teachers, community support staff, everybody who involved, well, have a safe and successful semester or term.
Yep.
Or yeah.
I don't know what. I'm so out of touch with it, boy.
Yeah. Let's leave the violence and the crime behind. Let we live
Please
in
and
love and
thank
learn.
you.
Right. Mr. Desmond is up next.
Yes, he is.